Shalom, giving all praise and honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who do rule well. Shalom to the one-third hopeful elect and a few sisters that do listen. And also shalom to the elders and prophets and teachers of Great Millstone who do rule well as well. Not just Great Millstone, but those who also teach the same doctrine as Great Millstone. To you all, I say shalom. This is your brother Amawan Ariel, coming to you with another lesson. And I was watching a video from Apostle Ramlab, and it was about this guy Yuval Noah Harari, and he was talking about, you see it there, the need to not wait for who the world calls Jesus Christ, to come in order to overcome death. So you see what's on Esau Edom's mind. He wants to overcome death. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be, that God, so to speak. Okay? It's a lot. I kind of got like some allergies, but we're going to work through it. All right? So, what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and play this video, right? Let him speak for a little bit, and I'll come back and I'll spit out some scripture and probably elaborate a little bit more. And, hopefully the lesson, will be edifying. So with that, let's go ahead and start it up.
We don't need to wait for Jesus Christ to come back to earth in order to overcome death. A couple of geeks in a laboratory can do it. We'll have the possibility of upgrading humans into superhumans. If we are giving up on gods, but we will turn ourselves into new kinds of gods. We'll maybe acquire divine abilities through ourselves. In the next few decades, we are likely to see the emergence of non-organic life, and the greatest revolution not only in history, but also in biology. In the 21st century, we may see the emergence of a new massive class of useless people. People who have absolutely no economic value. It's estimated that within, say, 30 years or so, up to 50% of the jobs in the job market will be taken over by artificial intelligence and computers. Everything from driving taxis to diagnosing diseases, even teaching. Artificial intelligence will be able to do better than humans. You have a small elite that...
So you heard what he said, all right? With artificial intelligence, they'll be able to be better than humans, okay? They don't want to die. Because, see, obviously, these Edomites, they know the prophecy. They know that they're going into captivity. They know that they're going to be bondmen and bondwomen to the children of Israel for the persecution that was done to them when they were on this side, okay? So Esau, Edom doesn't want to have to face that judgment, and he's trying to do everything that he can to try to get out that jam, but it's not going to happen, okay? Because the scripture says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Okay, when that word straight is not necessarily a straight line, it means he's going to have some trouble. All right, so he's not going to be able to fulfill whatever it is that he's trying to fulfill, but he has come a long way, and he does have the capability of boosting, I guess, human intelligence through, chip implantation of the brain. We've seen Elon Musk do it. He experimented on a pig, and so on and so forth. So this is Esau Edom's agenda. Okay, let's go to Isaiah 14:2 real quick. All right, that's still actually Isaiah 14:12. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?" Now, when we talk about Lucifer, we're not talking about an actual devil with two horns and a tail. Come on, let's be realistic. Those are childhood fairy tales that you tell your kids to try to make them, stay in line. But when we talk about Lucifer, that word Luke goes into the word light. When you look into that word light, it means knowledge or wisdom. Okay. And when we talk about the ones who are enlightened, right, in this society or in this on this side of the world, who is that? Who are they? You know, this is talking about the top elite of Esau Edom. Okay, who are the small hatters, as we already know. And if you don't know, the 1948ers, you know, if you want to find out who they are, then you just continue to watch the videos of Great Millstone. We don't want to have to get our videos taken off, So, but for the most part, it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, who we know to be the elite of Esau Edom? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?" And how did Esau Edom, or how did the elite or the enlightened ones weaken the nations? Through their policies, through their laws, through their belief systems. Okay, look at countries such as the Middle East. Those little Kuwait, Iraq, Iran. These people had a certain way of living. Okay, they didn't tolerate their women exposing themselves like the women here do in America. They had their certain religious beliefs, and they kept those beliefs for the most part. You know, but now when you and even though some of those laws may be drastic compared to the American laws, they still have their ways, right? But as soon as they got in agreement or went into agreement with Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, she started to spread her belief. She had these other nations drink of her wine. Okay, and had them now abandon their own way to believe in her way. So now when these people come into America, they never kept Thanksgiving in their own country, or whatever, New Year's or whatever. I mean, I guess every country has their own version of the New Year's, but the holidays that go on here in America, these people didn't keep those holidays, Easter. Like, they had their own different beliefs. But what what America likes to do is they like to take on the belief system of other nations anyway. So, but for the most part, it's through their policies and through their laws that they have weakened these other nations that have come into agreement with them. And even if you don't come into agreement with Babylon the Great, they're still going to find a way to ruin your economy and things of that nature. Look at Gaddafi. He provided everything for his country, and he wanted to go back to the gold standard, and they took him out, and his whole country fell into peril. But that's Esau Edom for you. But it says in verse 13, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven," right? "I will exalt my throne above the stars of God," or of the stars of the Most High. Now, yes, the literal stars, right? We see Esau Edom out there in the atmosphere. Granted, he can't go too far, right? Because the Lord has set as a bound. But that the stars of God, the Most High, is also talking about the children of Israel. Okay, and that's his whole purpose. His whole point is to be able to live long. But see, all this technology that's being offered today, who can afford that? Who's going to be able to afford that outside of just, the regular folks having a tracking system put inside of them, in the form of you know, a microchip. But for the most part, the stars of God are talking about the children of Israel. And it says, "And I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north." Now, obviously, we're in the northern part of the country versus where we used to be in the east, right? In the eastern part of Eden. We're in the northern part of the world, speaking a language that is not our own. Okay? And he says in verse 14, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." Now, what does it mean to be like the Most High? When Esau Edom says he wants to be like the Most High, what does he really mean in his spirit? Huh? He wants to live forever. He wants to be omnipotent. And we see examples of that through all his cameras that he's posted everywhere. He has his minions looking at the cameras 24/7. Big brother. He's coming up with ways to, live forever through his medications. But meanwhile, he's killing you off while he's coming across ways to live forever, to overcome paralysis, to overcome, uh, what's that, Alzheimer's, right? All the things that the Lord used for judgment against the wicked. Esau, intends to overcome that through his technology, through his science. Okay? But it says in verse 15, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell. And hell is not an actual place under the earth where you just burn forever. Oh, burn it. Right? That's a place that's talking about affliction, a state of being, a state of affliction. Right now, the children of Israel are in hell. We're not in heaven. Heaven is rulership. Are we ruling right now? So if this is our hell, whose heaven is it? This is Esau Edom's heaven. This is why it's saying in verse 15, thou shalt be brought down to hell. You're going to lose your power. You're going to lose your rulership, and you're going to be brought down to the sides of the pit, as it says in verse 15. Okay? Let me tell you something. And none of your kings are going to escape. None of your rulers who might have taken their lives. Look, everybody's coming back to what we call reincarnation or regeneration, to come back in your generation, to your bloodline. Everybody's coming back. Believe that. Okay? And it says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and they that consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoners? And who is this? Who is this talking about? If it's not Esau, Edom, right? How are the wicked things of Edom searched out? How are those things sought up? Who are the if it's not Esau, Edom doing these things, then who is it? Huh? So let's go back to this real quick. Let's listen to some more.
Pushes things in its own interests, even if it doesn't benefit the vast majority of the population. This has happened so many times previously in history, and it's probably going to happen again. One of the biggest dangers to the planet today is this technological utopia, because probably for the elite it will work. If bad comes to worse, then when the flood comes, the scientists will build a Noah's Ark for the elite, leaving the rest to drown, the rest of the people and the rest of the ecosystem. But they are likely to be able to construct this technological Noah's Ark, which is probably what much of the elite is counting on.
You see? All this technology they're developing is not for no so-called Negro, not for no average Joe working a 9 to 5, a blue collar working a 9 to 5. Yo, it's only for them. It's only for them. So they're preparing, they're getting themselves ready. They want to be like the Most High God. They want to live forever. But guess what, home team? You finna feel you're gonna be brought down low, 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 low. Because the scripture says that what? We shall take the kingdom. I don't know if I'll even find on Blue Letter. You know how Blue Letter be. Oh, there it goes, Daniel 7:18. It says what? It says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever. So even though you're trying to hold on to this kingdom, there ain't no point, because we're gonna take it regardless. And your kingdom is gonna be translated from one people to another people, and that's from you to us. All right. So I just wanted to, do this quick lesson. I ran across a video watching Apostle Ramlab's video. Ramlab Salak. And I just said, let me just put it out to edify, you know what I'm saying, to you. So with that, I want to give all praise, all honors to you. How about Shem Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Racha HaKodash, and Wa Baba Bo. Shalom.